Overnight, Liberals in Canada keep their power after national elections yesterday, giving Mark Carney a full term as prime minister. And the new leader did not waste any time going after President Trump.
President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. America wants our land, our resources, our water, our country. Never.
We want to make sure we send a message to our Canadian friends up north to come to a state where 2 million Canadians visited last year, to come visit a state where there's something for everybody. Visit California.
Okay, the governor's invitation comes as the U.S. is tracking a big drop in tourism from around the world.
Something big is breaking in the bond between Canada and the U.S. And it's not just politics. From empty flights to shuttered shops, Canadians are stepping back like never before. The spark? Rising U.S. tariffs, fiery rhetoric, and a growing feeling of being taken for granted. Now, a quiet but powerful boycott is shaking cross-border ties, costing both countries more than just dollars. Behind the numbers are real people, real struggles, and a partnership that may never be the same again. It all shifted in early 2025. On a quiet Tuesday, the White House dropped a bombshell: 25% tariffs on Canadian goods. For many, it felt like déjà vu from the Trump era, but this time the sting ran deeper. Talk of Canada being the 51st state wasn't just political banter. It struck a nerve. A country that's long fueled the U.S. economy through trade and tourism suddenly felt sidelined. Ottawa didn't stay silent. In a bold move, they updated travel warnings, reminding Canadians that U.S. border agents can now search personal devices. No cause needed. The message was clear. Things have changed. The message couldn't be clearer. The golden age of easy cross-border ties and friendly cooperation is slipping away. As one Canadian official bluntly stated, "Our old relationship of steadily deepening integration with the United States is over." But this isn't just diplomatic talk. Everyday Canadians are taking real action. A recent poll shows more than 60% plan to steer clear of the U.S. in 2025. This isn't just an online viral moment. It's a conscious shift. Vacations are being canceled, business trips shelved, and spending across the border is drying up. What was once a symbol of neighborly closeness is now facing a quiet rebellion.
Our neighbors to the north are choosing to stay home or go elsewhere. A new report from U.S. Customs and Border Protection shows travel from Canada to the U.S. is among the worst on record since the COVID-19 pandemic.
The message from Canadians is loud and clear. If we're not valued, we'll take our money elsewhere. This boycott isn't about convenience. It's about principle. Frustration has boiled over, fueled by hostile politics, border tensions, and economic decisions that feel like a slap in the face. "They jabbed us. We're jabbing back," one Canadian said, capturing the mood of quiet rebellion. The fallout is real. With travel demand in freefall, airlines are scaling back. Canadian carriers are cutting routes, and even United Airlines pulled the plug on its new Toronto-Los Angeles flight, planned for May 2025. The rupture is no longer just symbolic. Canadian travel to the U.S. is crashing fast. In February alone, bookings dropped 40%, and 1 in 5 trips has been canceled over the past 3 months. Travel agents are swamped with emails, most blaming U.S. policies and political tensions. Even road trips, once the go-to option, are sinking. March 2025 saw a 32% drop in car returns from the U.S., the sharpest decline since the COVID restrictions of 2022. This isn't a dip, it's a nosedive, one analyst warned. Whether for vacations, business, or border shopping, Canadians are staying put, and the U.S. economy is feeling it. The Canadian boycott is hitting U.S. businesses hard, especially those that thrive on cross-border tourism. In 2024, Nearly 20 million Canadians spent $20 billion in states like New York, Florida, and California, fueling jobs in hotels, restaurants, gas stations, and tour companies. But now, that spending is vanishing. One New York tour operator who earned $35,000 from Canadian student groups last year has barely made $5,000 in 2025. With cancellations piling up, he's had to cut tour guide jobs. It's tough, he admits. Sharing this city was my joy. Now, it just feels empty. Florida's feeling the freeze, too. A motel owner who's hosted Canadian snowbirds for 35 years saw occupancy plunge from 80% to just 30%. Over 1 million Canadian retirees usually flood in each winter, fueling local economies with billions in rentals, dining, and leisure. Now, restaurants sit empty, stores are hushed, and towns resemble ghost towns. Even one snowbird admitted, "I feel guilty that I'm here." Up north, in New York's Adirondacks, 66% of businesses report fewer Canadian guests. Hockey trips, bus tours, and family vacations are vanishing, threatening a $12 million economic hole if the slide continues. Border towns like Buffalo are feeling the sting. Once packed with Ontario plates, mall lots now sit half-empty, and it shows. In February 2025, Buffalo Niagara's sales tax revenue dropped 7%, a direct hit from missing Canadian shoppers. That shortfall threatens funding for vital services like police and fire departments. And the timing couldn't be worse, just before the crucial summer season. If the projected 20% drop in Canadian visitors holds, the U.S. stands to lose $4.3 billion, including $200 million in sales tax. For many stretched communities, that's a gap they simply can't fill. Canadians are making their stance clear through their spending. Why should we keep boosting their economy, one asked, when they hit us with tariffs, mock us on stage, and treat us like an afterthought? This movement goes beyond dollars and cents. It's about respect. It's about being seen as equals. What once felt like a solid partnership built on trade, travel, and shared values is starting to crack. From harsh border policies to hostile rhetoric, trust is unraveling. And with Canada's new travel advisory warning of invasive U.S. searches, many now see America less as a neighbor and more as a risk. So, what's your take? Is this growing divide between the U.S. and Canada a temporary setback, or will it reshape the future of cross-border relations? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you found this story insightful, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that bell for more deep dives into the issues that impact us all. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next one.